everybody. It's the Caring Caregiver Show brought to you by Givers Guides online magazine. So Givers Guides is your guide to caregiving. And of course, it's written exclusively for caregivers and from a caregiver's point of view. So go and get your subscription because there's nothing else out there like it. I mean, there's nothing out there like what we're doing anyway. So get your subscription. Go to, I've got to get back to my banners. There we go. Banner here, banner there. There we go. Giversguides.com on screen for those of you watching live. And for those of you who are listening in on podcast, welcome. It's Givers Guides. Don't forget the S's.com. So giversguides.com. And this is also where you can go to see some past issues. So maybe you're not quite sure if you think that this magazine is worthy of your subscribing. It is. But you can check out some of the past issues. And we've had some great issues in the past as well. Even our last year's Christmas edition for the holiday in December was great because there were a lot of wonderful, not just articles, but there are some really great deals. So, they were for last year, they may have expired, but you know what? Contact them. Tell them you saw a past issue. I'm sure that they would still honor it and take care of you because our partners are just the best. And remember, all of our trusted partners, all of those in the magazine, any of our guests on this show are caregivers just like you. So they get it. All right. Okay. Today's November 23rd. Oh my goodness. It is the finale of season 7. I'm so sad that this season is coming to an end, but I'm really excited that we've had a wonderful season. I'm Savy. I'm the host for the show, but I'm also the founder of Give Me a Break, which is a nonprofit organization that's caring for caregivers. And we're here to bring back the joy of caregiving. So each week, I invite you to come relax, renew, resource, and revive. And you can always jump on our website. There it is on screen, on cue. So good. GAB808.org. So just go to GAB808.org for more information and, of course, to register with us as a caregiver. Remember that all those stats help us. We do not receive funding. Give Me a Break does not have grants. Give Me a Break does not have sponsors and great donors. We do all of this because of your donations, my savings account, but also your donations help us to keep going. So remember that, and remember that we need you to register with us because we're trying to get all of those stats together so that we can apply for funding and we can get grants. And we hope to do that throughout 2023. So your help, join us, join our community. We need you. Okay. And why do you want to join that community? Because we know you're tired. We know you're frustrated, and doggone it, you deserve a break. So every week we have weekly support sessions for you online and in person, totally convenient, totally affordable. They're free. And you can join any Tuesday evening at 8:00 p.m. That's Hawaii Standard Time now, folks. And also in person Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. at our safe space in the Windward Mall. We're all caregivers just like you. And so that safe space is there to get together with a community of caregivers, get the support you need, and do that so that you can survive caregiving. And really, every caregiver just needs to get on our session. They're just life-changing. Okay. And what are we doing? We're celebrating National Caregiver Month this whole month. Oh, it's almost over. We have our own month and it's ending so fast. And mind you, we have been doing pamper sessions every Saturday at that safe space in Windward Mall. And they've been just amazing. Seeing caregivers get relaxed. That is the goal. It's an amazing thing to watch and see. And we love being part of it. They're totally free. You guys come and get pampered. What's a pamper session? Come find out. If you don't know by now, come find out and just get relaxed. You deserve the break. We're giving you a break. Give me a break, and it's free. So come and see us because this Saturday is the last of the pamper sessions that we're doing for the month of November. So you don't want to miss out. Make plans to come by between 11 to 3 at our space at Windward Mall. Go on our website for more information. And I'm going to throw that stat out to you guys one more time. The percentage of caregivers that do not survive their caree, the person they're caring for, 30% of caregivers pass before the person they're caring for. That is a staggering statistic, you guys. We have to change that. and your wellness matters. So take that moment for your wellness. Come to one of our pamper sessions. Enjoy it. You deserve it. All right? Because if something happens to you, no one's going to take care of them. And that's all of you moms and dads out there as well. You know, if something happens to you, what happens to your children? You are their caregivers. All right? Ooh, I just hit you with a heavy one, didn't I? You guys are in chaos. I get it. You're tired. You're frustrated. You got a lot going on. Make the time. All right? Those are those red flags. Okay? That means you're having caregiver burnout, and your burnout needs some wellness. So get to our pamper session. And if, in the very minimum, get a subscription. It's an online magazine. Let me explain that to you as well. That means that you do not have paper lying around the house. We're not taking down trees. All right, we are lessening our carbon footprint. It is an online magazine. That means you can take it with you anywhere you go. You can share it, you can read it, you can look at it on your phone while you're sitting on the toilet. That's what I do. I read a lot when I'm on the toilet. I'm sorry, I am savvy. I read on the toilet. Okay. And then you can also look at it on your iPad or on your PC. Maybe you're on break at work and you want to eat your lunch at your desk because you're working so hard, right? Pull it up while you're eating lunch, and you can read an article that will guarantee you will do something to affect your wellness for the positive. Okay, so subscribe now, and remember, your first issue is free. So you're actually getting 13 issues for $24.99. Total deal. All right, I want to send a really, really, really big shout out to Jeff and Justin and the team at Habilitat. You guys are awesome. They are doing all the cooking for our Thanksgiving dinners that we're going to be delivering tomorrow. And I know they're working hard in that kitchen. So if you see this, send some likes and loves to them, comment, and let them know how much we appreciate everything that they're doing. I just the other day dropped off all the food items that everyone donated, and thank you for everyone who donated turkeys and yams and stuffing and gravy and everything. And they're cooking it all up and plating it all so that we can deliver it all tomorrow on Thanksgiving Day. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll start deliveries at around 3-4 o'clock. And I want to send a shout out to Marcus and Tyler and the team at Always Best Care, who are helping us, volunteering to deliver those meals to caregivers all around the island of Oahu tomorrow. Know that there will be caregivers that will get to celebrate Thanksgiving with their caree. Thanks to all of you. I'm super excited about it. And the big event this month, of course, is our Caregiver of the Year contest. Why do we have this contest? Again, you should all know the answer to this. Put it in the comments, because we're here to create awareness. Everyone needs to know that caregivers need support. Everyone needs to know that caregivers need to be seen and that caregivers need community. We cannot keep being isolated and disappear anymore. So get onto our Give Me a Break Facebook page and vote. All you have to do is tap a like, a love, or a care on their post. And you can do all of them. That's okay. Comment and post, like, love all of the posts that we have. In fact, starting tomorrow, I will be posting all of the contest entrance posts every day until the end of the month. So multiple likes, loves, and comments are fine as well. Just keep doing it. Every single one of those shows a caregiver that you see them, that you care, that you know what they're going through, or that you yourself can relate, and connects you to a community. That's why we do it, you guys. Of course, the caregiver with the most likes, loves, or cares at the end of the month is going to be our Caregiver of the Month. And that's super exciting, because then we have our big gala on December 3rd. And if you haven't got your tickets yet, get your tickets for the gala, because that's where we're going to announce the Caregiver of the Year. I'm super excited this year to do that and to have them all there to be able to announce the winner to all of you. And those of you who are in our contest, who are in the continental US as well, hey, vote for them. Maybe they can't travel here and might not be able to make it, but we can bring them in virtually if they win. So don't think you can't win your contest, and don't think you can't get some sort of a prize. The prize, of course, is awareness, recognition, and those are priceless. You know, we all need community, and we all need that. In fact, we're just going through that in our session. We're going through the Letting Go of Caregiver Guilt series, right? The series, a 10-part series. And last night, we talked about not losing or keeping your sense of humor. So remembering to laugh. And we did a little laugh therapy and laugh yoga last night. It was so funny. My chest still hurts. We laughed so hard. So the thing that came from that is that caregivers lose their laugh because you get so caught up in what you're doing. So I want you all to do what we did last night. I want you all to go to your cell phones right now. Grab your cell phone. I got mine right here. Grab your cell phone. And I want you to set an alarm on your phone to go off. And the time we decided on was 10 o'clock every day. Every day, it's going to go off at 10 o'clock a.m., Hawaii Standard Time. So, whatever time that is for you. And you're going to entitle that alarm Laugh, and it's going to go off every day. So make it recurring to go off every day. And every day at 10 o'clock, you're going to get an alert on your phone that's going to tell you to laugh. And know that an entire community of caregivers is doing this simultaneously. So I got my alarm at 10 o'clock this morning. It went off and I had a big old laugh. And I thought of all of you doing the same thing. And I know one of our caregivers that was on our session last night was actually in a networking meeting. So I thought, I hope she really busted it out and just started laughing. And then I want you all to set that alarm, and then I want you to pay it forward. I want you to go and I want you to tell 3 other caregivers to do the same thing. And we're going to take this around the world, you guys. When we come back for season 8, I want to hear all the stories. I want to know how many caregivers are laughing their brains out at 10 o'clock in the morning every day. All right. So we don't lose our laugh. So that was what we did last night. That's what we talked about. Join in the movement, you guys. Join the laughing movement. All right. We're going to find our humor and keep our humor, and we're going to help support one another to do so. Woo, lots going on. So listen, I'm going to do a recap in a bit, but how many of you out there have ever had to give the person you're caring for a bath? I did. I didn't think I'd have to do that for my parents. And boy, did I have to do that. So today we have a very special guest here with us. And I want to bring her in just a second because she has a book that she put out. She's the author of the book called Yikes, I Need to Give My Mom a Bath. But she also invented this wonderful, wonderful product called the Honor Guard. So please welcome, and as I join with me today, Robin Lennart of the Dignity Resource Council. I'm so happy to finally get you on the show. I'm so excited that you're here, Robin. How are you today?
I'm great, and it's good to be with you today.
Yes, and I tell all of our guests this because I talk about how we're all caregivers. So what is your caregiving story?
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Well, it's similar to this book, but it wasn't yikes at first. I was always upset when my dad needed care, and of course I couldn't help him. So I remember seeing him in the distance, and we had to have a male come in because there's no way a daughter is going to take care of him. But it hurt me a lot that I couldn't get more involved. So that passed, and then when my mom got ill, I thought, oh my, I didn't even want to invade her privacy. I thought, oh, what's that going to be like? I wouldn't want to have somebody give me a bath. So I remember I was praying about it, and I was just really studying on it. And that's when I got a vision. And in this vision, I saw a torso with a garment, like a covering. And I was so excited. I said, oh my gosh, that's it. So that's when I got busy and I made a pattern, and I thought, well, I'm going to get this ready. And then it happened. My mom needed to get into the bath, into the shower right away. And I said, oh my gosh, my idea. So I just safety pinned some cloths and together, and I thought, here we go. It's my makeshift honor guard, and we got through it. Wow. And it was pleasant. We joked, and she was covered, and I felt like I wasn't invading her area, of privacy. And I was relieved. And when I came out, I remember thinking, I have to create this for others, for other caregivers like me. I mean, if it helped me through those yikes moments, then someone else could use it out there, especially with an opposite gender parent. So that's where it began.
Wow, that is just amazing. it was so hard. I had to go through that with my parents as well. And you just don't prepare for that, and I think I love this product because it kind of helps you to not only honor them, but it helps you to deal with it as well. Because the two people being anxietous at a time when they're vulnerable and in the shower, and I mean, it just got so crazy sometimes with mom and mom's dementia as well. I would be exhausted after the whole experience. We both would, and I would be so stressed out. My blood pressure was through the roof.
I understand.
And so I would have loved it. So, but you said it's kind of it's garment. Do you have that to show us?
Yes, I want to show it to you. Look, this is the front part. It's this is called the chest shield, and you can see it just looks like a nice little piece of fabric. But look, it has the little top part that
So it's kind of like a big bib. It looks like
it is like a bib. And so let me show you what it's like. So while she wore this bib, if she needed to be cleaned up on this area, right, well, she can wash under it if she could. And if she couldn't, I could take that sponge and wash under it. And the back is free.
Right. So the back, you can just wash their back.
Right. And then when you needed to have the whole body in the shower, let me tell you, this is called the triple flap. And let me just show you. I'm going to kind of like pull it from side to side so you can see. And the center flap, I'm going to stand up and you can get a little better idea.
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. There's like different sections that kind of allow you to cover them, but still get in there, huh?
Yes. It's a flap panel. So you can see how my hands go underneath.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. You're right in the front. You've got both hands where you're underneath, but then they're still covered.
Yes, and so it's lined with a mesh, so it won't stick to you and give that cling look.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's open in the back, so you use it for commode if you need to sit down. But in the shower, anyone can help.
It's down the middle of the back so that they can even sit, so they're not sitting on it.
That is correct. And when it's time to come off, I made a white garment for men, and of course I had to make it a cheery print.
Yes.
And it has terry cloth on the inside. So what's really nice about this is that you put it right on top, and then the honor guard slides right underneath, right out when you're finished. And so the terry cloth dries you, and then you put your undergarments, slip them right on under, and once they're on, it comes off.
So it's totally discreet the entire time.
Yes, the whole time. You're always covered.
It's not even a second where they feel exposed.
That is correct. So whether it's a bed bath or a shower or just changing your undergarments or changing your clothes, you don't have to worry about being exposed.
I love that terry cloth idea too. It reminds me, when we were kids growing up in Hawaii, and a lot of people who are listening from Hawaii will know, you guys all know what the beach change is. And we used to do the beach change with a towel, or a wrap or something. And we would kind of do a beach change, but it was a big bulky piece of fabric. And, you sometimes had a few accidents or, it was hard to maneuver, but boy, what a great design. And for those of you who are going to be listening on podcasts, I tell you, you guys need to go to her website, www.dignityrc.org, and see it, because even then it just doesn't give you that full impact. That I just seeing it for the first time now, I realize how awesome this garment is. I wish I had it.
Yes, and I have a sad part of that story too, where when my mom had to go temporarily into a facility, unfortunately, the honor guard was placed right by her bed, and I shared it with the CNA. This is what you use, because she's used to this. This is her way of getting showered. She knows what it's like to feel protected and her dignity covered. Well, they had another CNA, so they took my mom off to the showers, stripped her, hosed her down, brought her back. Her hair was all wet. She was all wet. She was mortified. And when I came in, I said, "Mom, what happened?" Do you know it took her a full day or two to get back to herself?
Yeah.
The humiliation was tough. She just had a very difficult time, because I think we're not used to being naked in front of others. And so I think it causes us to short circuit or perhaps know that this isn't right. And when you think about it, I think we hold on to our dignity. I know it's hard to define because we can't really explain that emotion, but the easiest way to tell what that emotion is about is think about your friendly caregiver knocking on your door and said, "I'm giving you a bath today, Mrs. Smith." And let me tell you, every caregiver I talked to said there's a million reasons. "Oh, it's okay. Already had one. Oh, I'm fine. I'm not dirty." Or, "Oh, sorry, my daughter's going to do it later." There's always those excuses. And I think it's because we protect ourselves from that embarrassment. And we do it at all costs.
Right.
And to have something where we don't have to have that fight or flight emotion that just invades our body and causes us to be panicky.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's a wonderful alternative.
Yeah, and what a horrible story. I know, and I think, and sometimes we underestimate the resilience as especially as they get older and people who are ill have illnesses and have to deal with that. This is a whole different thing, and giving any kind of dignity to anyone at any time is a great thing. But I just love this garment. I don't know if maybe I'm showing my age here, but there was a show that used to be on TV called MASH, and it was a weekly series show. And I used to love it. I know.
Hawkeye is my favorite.
Right. And I remember this one scene in particular where, Hot Lips Houlihan was giving a sponge bath to a soldier. And, we were seeing it through the eyes of the soldier was the whole episode. And she came along and she says, "Hey, how you doing? I have to give you your sponge bath." "Oh, no, it's okay." And she said, "It's really about eye contact and you keep talking." And so she went through this whole thing. And by the end, she was done. And she said, "Oh, and you're done." And he didn't even notice it. He didn't even realize it. And, the compassion and the caring that took, it doesn't really always exist, especially as much as you want to be loving to the one you're caring for. You're tired too, and you're exhausted, and having to keep that up. And I know I had to do that sometimes even for my mom, and it would just be exhausted. I would be exhausted by the end because of the energy I had to expend to do that. And something like this garment really takes a lot of that away. It helps you use that energy for more important things instead of stressing out, and I love that. And I just think that that's a wonderful, wonderful invention. And your book talks about it now, right? Your book incorporates
Yes. Okay. It gives little factoids. Like, I believe it was like 97% or something of those interviewed, surveyed rather, said they would like to have a cover. They would not like to have somebody help them. And I thought, that's interesting, 97%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a large amount. I mean, how about you, Savy? Just imagine.
100% I want to be covered. I don't, maybe when I was in my 20s and I had the fabulous body, I would have, but as I'm older now, people don't need to see that, they don't need to see what gravity does to prove that. No. I am in the 97%.
I understand. Oh my gosh. Well, I have to tell you, in the book, we have a section called "What is your DQ?" And it tests your dignity quotient, which is kind of funny.
Oh, I love that.
Here's a good question for your listeners. A bad virus brings you to your opposite gender doctor, and an administered painless suppository will bring you quicker relief than the pills. What would you do? A, allow the doctor to insert the suppository because you want to feel better right away. Or B, make an excuse and hope the doctor suggests pills. Or choose pills. That's C. 10 minutes of pain, better than embarrassment any day.
Oh,
can you imagine?
Hell no for the insertion. And I will immediately tell the doctor, hell no, get me pills and deal with it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So funny.
Right. I know. And there's all these things people wouldn't think about.
You all answer. Put it in the comments if you're on our live. Put it in the comments. If not, comment later when you listen to this or watch this back on Facebook. Tell us what you would do. What would your answer be? Would you take the suppository or would you take the pill?
Yes. And I have to tell you, I had that question when I was, I think in 6th grade. I had my friend, Ray Fender, had this joke, and he said, Robin, what would you do if there was a tiger on your left, and in front of you, there'd be a church, and a wild beast that looked like some kind of dinosaur was at your right, and a bear behind you? Which way would you run? And I said, are you kidding? That's easy. I'd run to church. He said, what? You'd go to church with a bear behind? And, it's true. The thought of being humiliated and have a bear behind, I mean, that's a horrible thing, but it beats, I don't know. I think it could be a toss-up between a bear or a lion. I don't know. What about you?
I guess I'd have to run into church with my butt out.
Right.
Because I don't think that unless, I was friendly with those animals or they were pets, maybe that would be another consideration.
Right.
Of course, you're
Yes.
going to run to the shelter and explaining why you had a bear butt would probably be the hardest thing.
That's exactly right. Well,
right.
that's the old joke that he said that was from his grandparents' day. And I thought, I remembered that because I remembered thinking about what it would be like to be embarrassed.
Wow.
So I had to put that into the book, what choices we would have. And there's a lot of different kind of questions too.
Wow, that sounds so exciting. That you guys should get this book, get the Honor Guard. It's www.dignityrc.org. And you can get the book there and the Honor Guard. And if you want just the book, I mean, you can even go on to Amazon. But check it out. Go onto her website. If you have any issues, just let me know. You guys know how to contact me. But you definitely need to get this. What an amazing, not only invention, but what an amazing book you put out for our caregivers, Robin. You're just a great-hearted person. And of course, I know this comes from being in the trenches with all of us as well and knowing what that's like. So, but to put that out and to have that vision and bring it to life for other caregivers, that is paying it forward. And what an awesome thing you're doing. We really appreciate that. Okay. Anything else you want to share with our viewers before I let you go off? And by the way, Robin's calling us not from Hawaii, you guys. You're in Canada, correct?
No,
Florida. You're in Florida. That's right.
Yeah, we're at the back end, so to speak, pardon the pun. Down in Florida.
Yeah, but so you're 5 or 6 hours away. So getting on at this time, and thank you for making the effort to join our show and to be on today to share this. Yeah.
I really enjoy it a lot. And by the way, if you get on the website, you'll see a lot of resources. You'll see some links there that are very valuable. And also you can use some of the links to look at the YouTubes and look at some demonstrations and interviews.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah, I noticed there were links there, and there's some great resource for you guys. So definitely check it out and go on to the website. But I don't know how anyone could take care of somebody and have to bathe them without the Honor Guard. I wish I had it. Definitely need to look at a way to get that to all the caregivers. So thank you. And thank you so much for being on the show and sharing your book and the Honor Guard with us today, and especially your story, which means so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for seeing you and thanks for meeting you. And we will definitely keep in touch. Thank you again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wonderful. Wow. Big mahalo to Robin for sharing your story. And, you guys see the impact of being able to not just share your story, but seeing that you have a purpose and what that purpose is. So step 1, tell your story. Step 2, find a purpose in that story. You will. That's how Give Me a Break came about. That's how the Honor Guard came about for Robin. And each week we feature caregivers who have found their purpose in life, their mission, because of being able to share your story as a caregiver. So caregiving is not easy, but trust me, it will lead you to your purpose in life. You will find meaning and purpose in what you do. All right, don't forget that it is open enrollment for Medicare. So Check out our calendar. We have a lot of Medicare resources that are available to you. Today, there will not be anyone at our space at Windward Mall, so don't worry. EPO's not there. Our Medicare representative is not there, but we will have people there on Friday. I do not think EPO is going to be coming all week because of the holiday. So next week, Wednesday, will be your last opportunity to get a chair massage for free, a Lomi Lomi massage from Ipolani, giving of her heart. And what a great story she has as well. So bear that in mind, that next Wednesday is your last chance to get a Lomi Lomi massage from EPO, okay? And last call coming up here in the next few days for, I think we got about a week left to get your gala tickets. So if you have not gotten, what did I do with them? I just had them sitting here. I was going to show them to you. Well, here they are. So if you haven't gotten your gala tickets, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Da-da-da! See, look at that. We actually have tickets. If you haven't got your tickets for the gala, you need them. You should get them. All right, you can go onto our website. Oh, let me get back on this. And you can go to our website at gab808.org to get your tickets, or you can go gab808.org backslash CGOY, Caregiver of the Year. I've got it right on the screen there. And just, you want to be there. Not only will we be announcing the winner, and you'll get to see them actually receive that recognition, but it's a great opportunity to get together as caregivers and celebrate. And we're having it at the Waikiki Elks Club this year. So that's right on Waikiki Beach. And you know, when we had the pandemic, I hadn't seen Waikiki empty since I was a child. And we drove through Waikiki at one point, right in the middle of the pandemic, and there was nobody. There's nobody on the beach, nobody on the sidewalk. And, you know, a lot of us locals, we don't always get to Waikiki because it's so crowded, but it was so beautiful. And I just remembered how much I love Waikiki and the sunset in Waikiki and the beauty of it. So this is an opportunity. You know, the Elks is a little off to the end of Waikiki. It's away from the craziness, and you get to sit there and see this beautiful sunset. You owe yourself that as a caregiver to have just an evening away. So from 6 to 8 o'clock, it's just a couple of hours. Come and join us, celebrate caregivers. And if you can't make it and you're not a caregiver, then here's a thought: sponsor a caregiver. Sponsor a ticket for a caregiver to go. Make arrangements for that caregiver in your family to go. Get them a ticket and say, I got this tonight. You go, have an evening. It's also the same night that the Honolulu City lights are coming on, you guys. So right after, at 8 o'clock, when all is said and done with our caregiver gala, guess what? You're all dressed up and know where to go? There's somewhere to go. You can go check out the city lights. If you don't want to get out of the car, drive through and enjoy it. They're lighting them up that evening. What a beautiful way to end your evening, you know, with a gala and with the city lights. So check it all out, do that. And also don't forget, after this all said and done, Tuesday evening, online, join our support session. Come on, get on. We're going to be going into the learning zone this next Tuesday. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It might not be what you think it is. So we're going to go into the learning zone. And of course, you can come this Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Windward Mall at our safe space for an in-person session. All right. And all of this is in our calendar. It's always in our calendar in the Giver's Guides magazine. You'll always be able to see it. Yet another reason to subscribe. I know, shameless plug. But the December issue is coming out, and it's pretty awesome. There's actually going to be top 10 gifts for caregivers. And I know you're not going to want to miss that. So get your subscription now, do it. Or if you want to wait till December 1st and let that be your first issue, do it. Just do it. Get a subscription. All right. Remember that all the monies from those subscriptions are donated to Give Me a Break to help us do what we do. So remember, we're not funded. Okay, we don't have grants. So we need those subscription monies that Giver's Guides contributes and donates to us to keep going and doing what we're doing for caregivers. Oh, that's a wrap, you guys. That's season 7. Isn't that amazing? That was awesome. And of course, let me go back and talk about season 7. We'll be back in February for season 8, and you can enjoy some of the past shows in reruns, of course, till then. But I want to send out a big mahalo to all of those who helped us get through season 7. And of course, starting with Robin, you are amazing. I am so excited to make your acquaintance. And I hope that we can be long friends and caregivers in a community for a very, very long time. Thank you for sharing the honor guard and for sharing, yikes, I have to give mom a bath, because I really want to get the book myself, just to go through that and just to take my what was it again? It was your my dignity. Anyway, the test, and I'll remember it later, you guys. Your DQ, I think it was your dignity quotient or something like that. So we'll get that. We'll get the book, you guys. Then you'll find out. I want to go back to our first guest of season 7 was Melinda Chinen. I hope you all remember her. She's a life coach, and she helped us to understand how we can embrace grief, how grief is normal, and that it's okay to embrace that. So we carry a lot of guilt with us. We have to grieve a lot of things. Even as caregivers, sometimes we grieve our past life before caregiving, and all of that needs to be embraced. And she showed us how to do that. So mahalo to Melinda for sharing a part of herself. Our next show in the season, we had Danette Pernod. You all remember Danette. She actually writes an article in our Givers Guides magazine. She's with Wellness Spoiled, with an oil in there. And check her out in the December issue. She's got her article coming out, but also she's now an author and has written a book. So really great information there for you in the December issue of the Giver's Guides with Danette, sharing constantly her recipes and use of essential oils. And thank you for this current issue in November, where she shared how to use the essential oils in cooking your Thanksgiving dinner. If you haven't gotten that, that's what makes the November issue worth it. How to use the essential oils while you're cooking your Thanksgiving dinner is pretty awesome. Then big shout out and thanks to Martin Solomon, who was an eternity specifically dealing with elder abuse. Thank you, Martin. What a great acquaintance we made with him. Really understanding the top 10 things to look for when we might suspect how to spot elder abuse. Big subject. That was in the November issue as well. You guys, the top 10 things is in there. And thank you to Mark Chestnut. Mark, what a great personality. I got to meet you through this show as well. He's a travel journalist, award-winning travel journalist, author of The Journey Through Grief, caring for his aging mother. And he shared that book and that story with us, and how he had to go through what he did as a caregiver, and just really getting to touch hearts there. Really appreciated that. And Mark also was one of our entrants into our Caregiver of the Year contest. So check out his story on our Facebook page. We then had Brian Sumida from Hale Ho Aloha. And Brian, thank you for providing respite for caregivers. What an amazing thing that they do. They are a nursing home, but they also provide respite for caregivers. You guys should check him out. Definitely Google Hale Ho Aloha, or just go into our website and check that out and get a hold of Bryce. What an amazing way to get a break. And thank you for that. We also on the same show had Elizabeth Winthrop Alsop, who is the author of Daughter of Spies. It was a Wartime Secrets and Family Lies. Just amazing book. Not what you think, you guys. It was a really great story, and it's a caregiving story. So get the book, check her out. That was great to meet her and talk with her as well. And we ended that with we came to our episode just before this with Stephen James, who is a growth psychologist, and we got to find out how you can get help. He can coach you to grow. Because what do you do as a caregiver? You stop growing mentally and you shut down. And when all is said and done, you still need to keep growing as a person. I had a piano teacher when I was a child, and I didn't appreciate her as much as I think I do now as an adult. And she was wonderful and a very kind soul. And she lived to be over 100. I think, oh no, sorry. She actually, on her, just before her 100th birthday, she lived to be 99. And she was teaching piano up until her 90s. And I remember her saying that one of the things that kept her alive was to never stop learning. And she always told me, never stop learning. So we should never stop growing and learning as individuals and as humans, because that's who we are before anything, before caregiving, before anything else we do. So always keep growing, always keep being better. Whew. And then of course today we had our wonderful Robin, who I acknowledged earlier. But what an amazing season that was. And I'm looking forward to our next season, season 8. Season 8's going to be great. And I'm really, really excited about it. Don't worry if you didn't miss anything. Again, you can always go back and listen to this on podcast. You can go to Spotify, Apple, any platform that you use. We're on that platform. Or just search, just search Caring Caregiver Show on YouTube. We're there. You can go and watch the videos on YouTube as well as listening to them on podcast. And just go to our caringcaregivershow.com website, where you can see all of those past issues and podcasts. What a great thing. You can always go back and hear all of that great information. You don't have to worry about missing a thing. In the meantime, remember to breathe. Just breathe, you guys. Here's hoping that you find more joy in caregiving every week. And of course, happiest thanks caregiving and happiest holidays to all of you and all those you care for, all of your loved ones. And thank you so much for tuning in, for listening, and for caring. We'll see you next year. Yeah, I know that sounds like a long time, but next year with new episodes, season 8, gonna be great. And you can still watch us again, even though we'll be in rerun. You don't want to miss a thing. Wednesdays at noon, always on Facebook and in every other platform, even on LinkedIn, where you could be listening today. So tune in, as always, every Wednesday at noon. And don't forget to set your alarm to laugh at 10 o'clock. Okay? Sharing is caring. That's what we do, how we live, and who we are. You guys keep caring. Mahalo. Mahalo for your hearts. See you all next week. Aloha. Have a great holiday. Bye.